The reason we have the conference in New Mexico is to highlight the accomplishments that we are making in total commercial space industry and to support the products and services that are being developed out at Spaceport America. That's why I hold the conference here. And if we didn't have the spaceport, we wouldn't be doing ISPCS. So I hold the conference here in support of the industry, and one of the components of the industry is Spaceport America. But I would not be holding the conference at Spaceport America. I knew there was demand out there. The second I started ISPCS, I knew. People stayed in the room all day long. They were really wanting to hear what we had to say. And Jeff Grayson was there at the first one. Eric Lindbergh was there at the first one. We had some stellar people. And over the years, the people who have gone on to establish these fabulous companies were there in the very beginning, day one.
What have been some of your highlights throughout the years of doing the ISPCS?
There have been many. Off the top of my head, I would say, today and yesterday, wonderful highlights about these wonderful panels that we're talking now about things. Tim Pickens, Mark Sirangelo, we're talking about the supply chain development. Meanwhile, Virgin is collaborating and having a supply chain meeting here. The fact that the spaceship company is hiring and they're represented in the Commercial Space Exhibit Hall. And so we opened the Commercial Space Exhibit Hall for the first year. And what the X Prize Cup was meant to be was just exactly what we're doing now. And that is a place where some technologies that are being evolved can be demonstrated and tested. Now, you can't bring a rocket. Now, we did bring one rocket here last year, the rocket I used to go to space. But it's impractical to think that people are going to ship a rocket cross country to be at an expo for 5 days and then ship it back. So we have realistic expectations about the technologies, but as you were in the hall with Mr. Bigelow, Pat, I have an idea. Oh, you do? Yeah, how about this? And were you there when he fired the engine last night? He's such a riot. And Pickens, of course, Tim Pickens. Pat, that won't be a problem. Tim, I don't want to melt anything. Oh, no, I cook hot dogs, and all right. So we did that. We lit this engine off. It's hydrogen peroxide, boom, we lit this off a number of times last night. Hundreds of people standing around, totally benign. It was great, and it's a demonstration of how this industry is evolving into benign fuels. So we're moving out of noxious fuels. We're moving into producing very clean technology. So industry is moving in a wonderful direction. So those kinds of highlights. We had a session on trust with Leroy Mom, and it was wonderful to see how many people said this, like, I've been thirsty for a drink of water. I need to understand, how am I going to forward dialogue with people where I know there's barriers and we have differences, and how do we talk about the differences without walking out of the room? The other discussion that George Neal talked about is, let's really be analytical about where the industry is right now and how it is that we can move forward, what has to be worked on. So there's so many highlights that come from planning like we do to grow the momentum for the day. And of course the gliding panel was, we glide up to a height and then we come down and then we go to dinner. So that was fun.